Hi guys, welcome to today's video. My name's Debbie if you don't know me, and today's video is going to be covering the Vegan Love palette. So this palette here from Kat Von D. I've wanted to pick this up for quite some time, but it's only just recently come to the UK. So quite often we get our releases later than the US, and Kat Von D's stuff does come to Debenhams but not at the same time as the release on her website in the US. So I'd had my eye on it for a while, and I have watched other people's reviews and they've not been very favourable. Now I don't know if there's a bias there because of Kat Von D not being flavour of the month, and I'm not even going to go into all of that. And I will say before I start this video, if you're not a fan of Kat Von D or Kat Von D's products, maybe skip this video, but you know, if you do comment anything negative down below, I will delete it. So, you know, I'm here for the makeup and not the drama. I think there's way too much drama in the beauty community already, and I don't want that kind of negativity to be on my channel. So, having said that, for those that love Kat Von D, you'll probably like this video because I'm going to be using a lot of Kat Von D products in this video. So, let's get straight into it. What I'm going to do is swatch out the shades for you. And the reason I'm going to do that, because if you're familiar with my channel, you know I'm not a big fan of swatches. But the reason I'm going to do it is, I don't know if without blinding you I can show you this little sticker here. But on this sticker it says best use with your fingers. And that's the way I hate applying shadows. So why on earth did I pick this up, you might ask? Well, it was for the beautiful shades inside. So here's the shades we're going to be playing with today, and I was hoping that it was going to be the same formula as the Metal Crush shadows that she used to do. I think she did away with those about 2 or 3 years ago, and I've got two of the shades. I've got the blue one and I've got like a maroony shade, and they are so foiled, so gorgeous. I've got the Metal Matte palette as well, and that's got some incredible shades in as well. So I thought a whole palette of those would be fantastic, but I couldn't resist playing with it, so it's not a complete first impression. So I have used already the shade there, that yellow shade, and I'll pop a picture up here somewhere of the look that I did. But to get the payoff that I wanted from that yellow shade, I did use the Mood Crayon by Linda Hallberg in Happy Mood as a base, and then pat that colour over it, and then I could get a really shimmery, intense yellow. So I've still got to figure out how to play with these and whether I like them or not, but for that look alone I'm kind of pleased that I picked it up, because finding a shimmery yellow that really stands out, you know, is a rare thing to find in my experience anyway. So I'm going to get into the swatches now. So I'm going to swatch them all out and then show you those, and then I'm going to create an eye look using the shades. I'm also going to pull in an old school classic here, the Shades and Light eye palette, which I've barely used. It looks brand new. I think I've used it about 2 or 3 times. Bought this when I first started watching YouTube 3 years ago, and at the time I didn't have the makeup skills to use it. It's very powdery, it went everywhere. I've kind of learned how to use those sort of shadows now, so I think I'm going to get on okay with it, and I just thought it would be a nice pairing because the Vegan Love is all shimmer. So I could do an all shimmer look, and I have done it before, but I just think it would work better to bring some Shade and Light into the look using the mattes from the Shade and Light palette. I've also got the Metal Crush highlighter palette as well, which is one of my absolute faves, and I've used that a lot. And the shade I love is this peachy shade here. So whatever look I do, I'm going to try and incorporate that as my highlights. I've not got any highlight on yet, but I thought I'd apply that on camera so you can see how beautiful and sparkly that is. So I've also got the Kat Von D tattoo liner, so I might bring that into the look. Haven't decided quite yet what I'm going to do. But let's hop into the swatches, and then I'll catch up with you to do the eye look once we've done those. Right guys, so there's all the swatches there, and just from first impressions, they're not foiled shades by any means, they're shimmer shades. A couple of them, like this purple here, that you can see that looks really sheer, is that colour there, which looks a lot darker in the pan. But the colour that I'm really liking the look of, but there's a couple, the blue is gorgeous. I don't know if my terrible swatches are doing it justice, but that looks gorgeous. And the red looks really stunning, and that looks kind of pinky red in the pan, but looks like a fiery red in the swatch. So they're confusing me at the moment based on the swatches, and swatches aren't everything at all. So I don't know whether they're worth doing, whether you get anything from seeing them really, but it gave me an idea of the colour story and kind of what we're dealing with, so I think that's helpful. Those two, the two browny black shades, we've got that brown shade there, and then this black has got some sort of micro sparkle of like a gold shade in. Both of those have come out just looking a bit sooty looking, and they don't look very shimmery at all. They look more like mattes, so I think you could probably get away with using those as mattes in your crease if you wanted to. The yellow is a standout shade, beautiful. The green, the blue, I'd say the orangey one and the red, but not so keen on that paley gold one that you can probably barely see on my skin tone. And the two dark ones, I'll say, are not what I would call a shimmer shade. But as I say, swatches are only part of the story, and it's how they perform on your eyes, and I've found that a lot with palettes, that I've been disappointed in swatches and then found that they work really well. But I just wanted to see how creamy they were, whether they would be foiled or not before I started, so it's given me a fair idea on that score anyway. So what I'm going to do, scooch you in a bit closer, and I'm going to create an eye look, and I think I'm tempted to use the red shade and maybe the orange shade, go a bit more sort of warm toned in this look. I've done a lot of blues and greens, and I've been doing things with the Certify palettes that I've got all those sort of shades in, so really want to do something taking it back to reds maybe this time, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'll just scooch you in, guys. Right, to start off the look, I'm going to go in with this shade here just to build some dimension in my crease. So I'm just going to do that first from the Shade and Light palette. I don't know why I struggled with these shadows when I started in makeup, because I'm finding them quite easy now. But honestly, I really did. I got fallout all over my face and didn't know how to work with them. But I had very few brushes then, and I think using the right brush for the right purpose definitely helps. So if you find that you're struggling to blend shadows, or maybe your technique is that you're picking up too much shadow on the brush, that's another thing. That's something I'm going to say actually, and I don't know if this is helpful to know, but when I pick up shadows, like these kind of shadows, I just literally tap tap. I don't swirl my brush around like you'd need to with a Morphe palette, where you're sort of struggling to get that pigmentation on your brush. These are ultra pigmented but powdery, very similar to the Anastasia formula, I would say. I have used this shade for contour in the past. It's a very good contour shade because it's got that grey tone to it. But I wanted to use this because I thought it's not going to change the colour of the shadows too much, but it's going to make a bit of a gradient and give me something to cut the crease onto, which is probably what I'm going to do with these shadows. And I think I'm probably going to use glitter glue with these shadows to really get them to stick, because I don't think I'm going to get the pigmentation out of them otherwise. And I always think glitter glue is the way to go with a shimmer these days. I've been wetting my brush when I've been doing shimmers, and sometimes it works and some formulas it just doesn't work with, but whenever I use glitter glue it always seems to work. So I think I'm just going to start doing more of that in future, because it's no more tricky to do, and definitely they stay longer on your eyes with a lot more vibrancy as well. So I think I'm happy with that, and then I want to deepen up the crease a little with that shade. That one's really powdery. I'm just going to pack that a bit more into the centre of my crease a bit more. Maybe I won't cut my crease, maybe I'll just pack on the glitter glue and do it that way. I haven't decided yet. I never have a plan when I start a look. Just do it and see how it evolves generally. Okay, so we've got a bit of dimension going on there. Might just run a bit of that colour under my lower lash line. Into that eye bag area a little bit. If you've got mature skin like me and wrinkles under your eyes, this is my best tip ever. Just shade them in and they disappear a little bit. I'm going to do one eye at a time so that that glitter glue is still tacky when I go in. So I'm going to go in with that shade, which is Mercy. Which looks way more red on the eyes than it does in the pan, as I say. It reminds me very much of the shade Swoon from the Better Together palette that they did with Too Faced. But that one looks red in the pan as well. There probably is a bit more red tone than this one. So I've just applied that at the moment to the centre of my lid. Okay, so I've done the same on both eyes, and now I'm going to go back in with that shade that we put into the transition area. And I'm just taking that on a natural hairbrush to use that to blend out that red in my crease. Up close, that shade has got quite a lot of pink kind of reflect to it. It's an unusual shade for sure. Red with like a pink shift. I'm just taking a bit of that lighter shade that we started with just to blend that out as well. Right, now I've laid that down, just going to go back in with that red and see if I can blend those two together. And then I thought for the inner corner, I'll try this gold shade. I'm going in with that shade, it's called Compassion. Yeah, that shade's a little bit lackluster, so I'm going to go for that shade instead, called Equality. I think the Compassion would work okay on the lid, but I think for an inner corner we want something slightly brighter. In fact, I'm going to try spraying that and see if that helps. Okay, and then in the outer V, I want to go in with that Liberation shade, so the black that's got the gold sparkle. I've got a lot of fallout coming off of that one and it's not showing up very well at all. I've tried applying it with my fingers like they recommend and definitely getting it to show up more pigmented doing that, but then it doesn't look very blended. No, I don't like that shade at all. I'm going to do a touch of that black that's in here instead. going in with quite a fat blending brush now just to blend around the edges, and I've got no additional product on that. It looks like I've lost quite a bit of the red, so I'm going to just pack a bit more of the red on. For my waterline, I'm going to go in with the Angabud pencil from Linda Hallberg. I'm just going to go in with a bit of that Mercy shade, the red that I've got on my lids. Just underneath that, just to blend that out. And then for the inner part of my lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this shade. Just try to incorporate as many shades as I can, just to try them out really. So that's the look right now. I'm going to just pop off camera, put on some mascara and just some liner just over the top of my eyes, and come back with some lipstick on as well, and then we'll do highlight when I come back on camera. Okay guys, so for lips I've gone with a Study Kiss lipstick by Kat Von D in the shade Hexagram. One of my absolute favourite reds in my collection, and I really think it sets off this eye look well as well. And as I say, I wanted to use the Metal Crush highlight, so gonna go in, I think though, with the cooler colour, so the colour in the middle, because I think the peachy one will look too much with this look, so gonna use that one. I think it's got a sort of greeny shift to it. And I'm using the Spotlight Duster by Sigma, because I want this to be quite diffused and glowy. This highlighter palette is one of my favourites, as I say. If you don't like glitter, you won't enjoy it, because it's very glittery, but it makes me feel really pretty whenever I use it. Always feel better with a little bit of glowy highlight on. So that's the finished look. So my impressions of the palette, well, it was the hardest thing to work with I've worked with in a long time, I've got to say. I love how the eye look came out, but it was quite a struggle to get there. So you're going to need either to use your fingers like it says, which I really hate doing in eye looks. You don't have the control of where to put things. It's okay if you're just putting like a shimmer in the centre of your lids with your fingers, but I find it difficult to get into inner corners, outer corners. It's just not my preferred way to do it. So I've tried to pack it over glitter glue. It kind of worked, but the formula is a very strange formula. I can't quite figure it out yet. It's almost like a really hard pressed matte, but with a bit of a sheen to it. I don't know how to describe it really. It's like nothing else. But having said that, the yellow look that I achieved the other day, which I didn't film, but I really enjoyed that, and the red look I've done today. As I say, this red is really deceiving. It's got some kind of pinky sort of pinky violety shift to it, really unusual. I think that shade, the purple, I want to try packing that over black. I think that could work because it's more of like a topper shade and it's kind of like almost duochrome-y. I think quite honestly there's too many similar sort of neutrals in here, so that shade and that shade are going to come off pretty similar by the time you pack them on your eyes, and they're not particularly impactful. I had to go back into my shade and light to darken up my outer corners as sufficiently as I wanted to. Obviously the main drawback is there's no mattes in here, so this is an all shimmer palette, which I know isn't for everybody. So all in all, I want to continue playing with it. I've not played at all with the blue and green, and they do look really gorgeous in swatches, so I think they will be really pretty. So I'm glad I picked it up because I love Kat Von D's products and it's something different in my collection that I didn't have, so it kind of fills a gap in my collection. But if you've not got that many palettes and you're looking for really impactful shimmers, I don't think this is the one for you. If you don't like all shimmer palettes, absolutely it's not for you. But if you're looking for something a bit different, if you're looking for a shimmery, bright, sparkly yellow, this is a yellow rather than a gold that's in this palette, which is rare to find. Red eyeshadows like this that are as vivid as this are quite difficult to find, so I think it's got its merits, but there's quite a lot of duds in there, or maybe I just haven't found a way to get them to work how they're intended to work, because it's not my preferred application style. So mixed feelings about it. I probably won't do a 3 looks 1 palette with it, but I will play with it some more. I want to, as I say, pack that purple over a black, so might do that and do a look with the greens and blues. So if you guys want to see, say, a 2 looks 1 palette with it, then let me know if you're interested to see some more, or if it's not for you and you want to see something else, then let me know what you'd like to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. One thing I will say, it's really made me use my Mood Crayons by Linda Hallberg, and if you have not picked up these Mood Crayons, let me just pop them back in. If you haven't picked these up, then you need this set in your life. If you like colourful makeup like I do, these are absolutely incredible. I've used the blue one recently in a look, I think that was in my Dynasty palette, my Certified 3 looks 1 palette. I've used the red one today, I've used the yellow one, Happy Mood. They're all equally as good. They stay in your waterline really well. You can use them anywhere on your face, so you can use them as lip liners if you've got some funky coloured lipsticks. I've got a green lipstick by Kat Von D. I want to try the green underneath, because when that fades you look really strange, but those liners just do not budge anywhere once they're set. I've heard people have irritation with their eyes with them, but I've not come across any issues with them, and I love how they open into like a sort of eyeshadow kind of opening like that. You know, it's just the packaging is really quality on them, so definitely recommend those. Not so much the palette, but I'm not sad I bought it for my collection, but I don't think I could recommend it to you guys, if that makes sense. But hope you enjoyed watching anyway, watching me struggle along to create the look. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up so that I know that you've enjoyed it. I'd love to know your views down below of what you think to today's eye look. Would you wear it? Anything else that you want to chat makeup with me in the comments, please do so. I love to read your comments. I read every one and I try to reply to everything that I get, so I'll definitely try and do that. And if you'd consider subscribing, I'd love it if you'd do that. Become part of my little family, which is growing on here and I'm so excited about. So, but with that all being said, that brings us to the end of the video, guys, and I should be filming another one again tomorrow, so hope to catch you again tomorrow. Okay, bye!